Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here we are. Back for try number 2 of collecting on this lawn care customer that just refused to pay. So if you missed part 1, go ahead and check it out. But we came last time, and apparently the court didn't send me notice that she never signed for the papers. The court will just send it out for like $12, and then they just sign for it, and that's normally it. But apparently she doesn't want to show up in court. So the court normally is supposed to tell you that, but they didn't tell me last time until I got here. So then I had to go up and refile the case again, and this time hire a process server in order to physically go to her house and handle the paperwork. And so that cost another $32, and it took another month. So here we are. We do have a court date. She was able to get them served, so my guess is she's not going to show up since she's acting really dodgy, but go in there and see what happens, and when we come back, I'll let you know. Yes, yes, yes. Got a judgment. She didn't show up, so it's pretty easy. Told the judge, here's how much she owes, here's how much I paid in filing fees. He said, all right, here's your judgment. Signed it, here you go. But there was something that interesting happened at the very beginning, and I'm glad I got here early. So I get here early, and I go to the courtroom. And outside the courtroom, there's a sheet that normally has the cases listed on it that are going to be heard. And last time my case was on there. I look on it today, my case isn't on there. I'm like, what the heck? Thankfully, I wasn't there, last minute. So I go to the court clerk's office, knock on it, go in there and say, yeah, I have a case that's supposed to be on here today, but it's not on there. She goes, oh, we didn't get service. Obviously, she's looking at the old one from the first month when she went and signed for the service. Since then, we paid the $32. The process server went and I said, well, I've got a copy of it right here. And she looks at it and she goes, huh. And she goes, hold on. So then she goes in the back. She has to find the paperwork. And they're like, oh, yep, it was at the bottom of the pile instead of the top. So we didn't put it on the docket for today. And she goes, well, I need the original copy of the proof of service. I said, well, the process server should have served it. Can you go look in the file? So she has to go back, looks in the file, and says, yep, we found it. It's there. Everything's fine. Go to the courtroom. And I was like, man, if I got to do this all over again. So, it's a courthouse. They still are shuffling papers. I'm sure stuff gets lost. So, if you're going through this, go ahead, follow the steps. I think you'll be fine. But I would recommend show up early. Make sure you have your stuff together. And if it's me, if I ever have to do this again, which knock on wood, this is it. What I would do is I would go ahead and just pay the process server. It was a difference of like $20, and then you don't have to worry about them signing for it or not. And it may be more, where you're at. But if you're not suing a business, if you're suing a person and they're not paying you, my guess is that it's better just to go ahead and use the process server so they just get served, and that's the end of it. It seems a little daunting, but you just call them up, say, hey, I got some papers that need to be served, and I mean that's what they do. So it was pretty easy to work with them. They were great. Now, I would imagine part 3 and maybe part 4 and part 5 of this video is going to be trying to actually get this money out of the lady, because since she wouldn't sign for the court papers, didn't show up in court, my guess is she's probably not going to send a check in the next 21 days. But they gave me all kinds of paperwork. I've been doing some research. So the next step may be, if she doesn't pay, going through how to garnish her wages, how to garnish her checking account, and how to get her state tax money. Because if that's what it takes, that's what we're going to do. Talk to you next time.